So I'm going to start talking about the economic package announced by Prime Minister Aso. It has 4 pillars, but the only one that relates to low carbon economy is number 2, Japan's future development strategy and growth initiative towards doubling Asia's economy. And he said that there are 3 pillars for this. It's only about 5% of the total budget for this economic package. And number one is to regain the #1 position on solar panel in the world. And the first nation that popularizes eco cars and eco point system to incentivize people to replace their electric appliances such as refrigerators, TVs, and air conditioners. Solar power. Japan used to be the world #1 in solar power capacity as well as market share, but until 2005, it was taken over by Germany in terms of capacity and also in the global market share in 2007. This was because Germany and all the other European countries introduced a feed-in tariff system where you guarantee businesses to install solar panels to generate power, and then they can be bought by the utilities. So Japan also decided recently to introduce a feed-in tariff only for solar power and only for households. And this will be bought at a price, double the price currently bought. And this will continue for about 10 years until the cost of the solar panels will be halved. And if the cost of the solar power panel is halved before 10 years, this measure will be canceled. So, and as I said, this measure is only limited to residences and not to public buildings or independent power generators. For businesses, it is unlikely to make solar power into new businesses, which has a big potential of creating employment and new businesses to overcome this economic crisis. So I don't know if this would work. Then there will be subsidies for eco cars such as hybrid cars, plug-in hybrid, and electric cars. At the moment, Toyota and Honda are the only manufacturers of hybrid cars, but the other manufacturers have decided to manufacture them. Electric cars and plug-in hybrids are a problem since electricity is still generated by fossil fuel mainly. So even if electric cars get to the level of the playing field in the market, it still will emit a lot of CO2s by using electricity. And also there should be investments in infrastructure such as subsidies for CNG stations, which is more eco-friendly than electric cars. And but there is small investment, and there should be more investment in infrastructure in the power sector. Eco points for energy efficient appliances. This is also for households. You will receive eco points equivalent to 5 to 10% of the price of refrigerators, air conditioners, TVs, if you replace them by the most efficient types labeled with 4 to 5 stars in this label. The label shows how much efficiency is achieved compared to the top runner ones. However, these eco points can only be used for the next purchases. So you have to buy more. So it's encouraging more consumption and make demands. And some other measures which goes counter to low carbon society, such as highway tolls are 1,000 yen flat over the weekends, however far you go it used to be very expensive if you go far. So as a result, the highways are extremely congested during this May Golden Week this week. And, and this also will contribute to more emissions from households, which is blamed for the high level of emission increase since 1990. And this is mainly from cars. And so the measure encourages more use of cars for traveling, so which is very contradictory to what the government is trying to do. And households are also, another measure is that households are given a small amount of grants per head to increase consumption. Like if you have 2 kids in a family, you get 20,000 yen for children and 12,000 yen for adults. So you get in total like close to 100,000 yen. So you may want to go on a trip or go out for dinner and traveling, which contributes to more CO2 emissions. But this is to make more demands in the market. And you can see that Japan's emissions is 9% above 1990 in the year 2007. And this will decrease in the next year due to the shutdowns of many factories and layoffs last year and this year happening. So this is, we may be able to achieve the Kyoto target by hot air, but because this is happening because we don't have any mandatory measures for the big emitting sector, which is the industry and power sectors. Just about 160 facilities emit half of Japan's total emissions, but there is no mandatory measures such as EU ETS or carbon tax. So how could Japan contribute to the global economic crisis and combat climate change? Japan, well, this is my idea. Japan becomes #1 in the renewable industry and export these technologies to the developing world so that developing countries can leapfrog to low carbon society. And in order to make this happen, Japan has to prioritize renewable energy as the area to make investments in technology as well as infrastructure for wide diffusion domestically and overcome the current barriers that hinder such developments in Japan. This is, I'm talking about like smart grids and renewable energy produced for local use in the local areas. So we need smaller grids and smaller power companies for local consumption. And so we need energy revolution worldwide, not only in Japan, so that these kind of power system can be developed in all over the world. And I hope we can cooperate with EU and Asia to make this happen. EU is now the leader in the renewable policy, and in Asia, China and India has also become the major player in solar and wind energy. So I think we can cooperate with each other in this field. I hope to receive more ideas from the floor. Thank you very much.